I came here to heal my hands, not to fight in some mystical war.
Doctor Strange is one of many MCU heroes that have been left in limbo following the recent fallout of Kang. With a third film a strong possibility, fans have been trying to guess what his next movie could be. Today at CBR, we're exploring the possibility of what's in store for Doctor Strange 3. Doctor Strange's journey across the MCU has been one of the most radical and life-changing among any of its heroes. Dr. Stephen Strange was an incredibly talented, yet unapologetically arrogant surgeon who suffered a terrible injury due to a car accident. Having lost a dramatic amount of dexterity from both of his hands, Strange was guided to a monastery deep within Nepal. It was there that he met the Ancient One, a being of extraordinary magical ability. The Ancient One trained Strange in the ways of the mystic arts, eventually teaching him how to use magic to regain his lost dexterity. It was during Strange's first adventure that he came face to face with the extra-dimensional being, Doramu. A being of cataclysmic power, Doramu was a being that was confined to a place known as the Dark Dimension. Armed with the Eye of Agamotto, Strange ventured into the Dark Dimension and tricked Doramu into giving up his attempted invasion of Earth. Now significantly wiser and more experienced, Doctor Strange became the Sorcerer Supreme, Earth's foremost mystic guardian. His expertise would make him an indispensable aid against Thanos, the Black Order. In Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Strange is pulled into a dimension-hopping nightmare as he is being chased by a corrupted Scarlet Witch. His journey takes him across the multiverse. However, this adventure ends with the defeat of Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange returns to his home universe. However, this return may have been brief, and the real tease for Doctor Strange's future adventures came at the end of the film. A mysterious woman dressed in purple stepped through a portal and proclaimed to Strange that his actions had set forth a number of incursions across multiple dimensions, and that his power was needed. Fans last saw Doctor Strange stepping through the portal with the mysterious woman into unknown future adventures to help stop these incursions from occurring. The woman that approached Doctor Strange goes by the name of Clea, and she is a classic figure from the Doctor Strange mythos from the original Marvel Comics. Clea herself is a being that is born of half the Dark Dimension and half Faltine Dimension, a home to a race of beings composed of pure magic. Doctor Strange's journey into the Dark Dimension brought him to Clea's attention, and the young woman took an interest in him. This put Strange at even greater odds with Doramu as the Sorcerer Supreme helped Clea escape from the Dark Dimension. Doctor Strange and Clea's relationship would prove to be tumultuous, to say the least, as Clea's lineage has constantly been a cause for chaos and heartache between the two. Sometimes adversaries, sometimes lovers, Doctor Strange and Clea have a history together that stretches far back into his history as Sorcerer Supreme. In more recent years, Clea has claimed the mantle as Sorcerer Supreme. She even has taken the last name of Strange to honor Stephen when he was unable to take on the role of Sorcerer Supreme himself. But it is Clea's appearance within the MCU that has raised a number of possibilities as to what Doctor Strange 3 could entail, from its plot to its primary villain. Clea's own words of incursions is nothing new to the mystic side of the Marvel Universe, as the many different realms are constantly entering into war with one another. The sheer number of supernatural foes that exist beyond the boundaries of the human world is staggering, and these incursions could bring any of them to the limelight as the multiverse saga continues on. One of the biggest possibilities for Doctor Strange 3 that fans have been discussing is the return of Doramu. Doctor Strange has fought Doramu countless times, and for good reason. If Doramu were ever to regain his full power, he would become strong enough to destroy the entire universe, or possibly even the current multiverse. As such, Doctor Strange's battles with him are never over, and it is always just a matter of time before Strange must venture back into an alternate dimension to deal with him. The idea of Doramu returning would fit his motivations and plans from the comics perfectly. But, as Clea stated, incursions are happening across various dimensions. This raises the question of who is propelling these incursions from where. To begin with, there is Doramu from the Dark Dimension. There is Mephisto from Hell. There is Nightmare from Everinni. There is also Satanish and Blackheart. If incursions are occurring throughout parallel dimensions, it is more than likely because of one or more of these beings. The forces of evil are constantly fighting, warring, and scheming to gain total dominion over all creation. So this plot could go in virtually any direction. But Clea's existence alone could suggest that the primary force at work could be Doramu once again. Now, oddly enough, there has been one very large rumor that has been circulating the internet lately, and it is the casting of Denzel Washington as Doramu. This is a very strange rumor to have been formed for several reasons. Some sources state that he was, others state that he has not been cast as the powerful demon lord. As such, this news should still be taken as speculation until further, more concrete information is revealed. Secondly, Benedict Cumberbatch himself did the voice work for Doramu in the first Doctor Strange, so it would be odd to cast someone else to pick up the mantle. Third, despite Denzel Washington's name having been tossed around a bit years ago over the possibility of a Sinister Six film, he has had absolutely no involvement with the MCU in any regard. That being said, casting Denzel Washington to play Doramu or another MCU role is not a bad idea, and the excitement surrounding his rumored casting proves it. Denzel Washington is celebrated as one of the best actors of our time, and having him join the MCU would be a huge deal. Even if Denzel's role is strictly voice acting only, and he never appears in a physical role, it would still be fantastic to have his talents utilized for the MCU. As for his casting as Doramu, Denzel is a terrific dramatic actor. It could be very easy to see or hear him apply all his talents to the role with great success. Of course, this far into the MCU, there's no reason as to why Doramu couldn't be downsized a little and given a more human-like form. As he only existed as a giant rippling head in the first Doctor Strange, it would be a very cool treat indeed if he were to be given his classic comic appearance. In this way, fans would see Denzel take up the role. What's also very important to remember is that as of right now, there has been no hard date set for a Doctor Strange 3 movie. Marvel's current release calendar includes Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. First steps. As Disney CEO Bob Iger has recently stated that Marvel will release a maximum of 3 films per year, it looks as if Doctor Strange 3 would have to be released as early as 2026 at this point. This isn't exactly a bad thing though. With the state of the MCU in flux after the Kang debacle, it's good that Marvel is slowing down a bit and focusing on only a handful of movies at a time. This will allow them to rebuild the MCU from the ground up and forge a steady trajectory for their next phase of films. It would be amazing to see Doctor Strange and Clea join forces across the multiple supernatural dimensions in the Marvel Universe, but it would be even more amazing if the film was back on track with a franchise-wide goal. Do you think Denzel Washington should be cast as Doramu? Do you think Doramu should even make a return at all? Make sure to comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching CBR.